Ever heard about, those stories, those deep sea divers coming up too quickly?
Yeah.
It's like there's got to be more to it than just like holding your breath right.
Way more to it.
So today, we're going deep, pun intended, into scuba diving safety.
Yeah.
And trust me, folks, this knowledge could be the difference between an awesome underwater adventure and a not so awesome trip to like the emergency room.
Right,
It's
exactly.
disclaimer time.
Yeah.
Think of this as like a crash course, not like, a replacement for actual scuba diving certification.
Please.
Got it.
Yeah.
Good. Okay,
Let's dive in.
let's dive in.
Chuckles.
Okay, so picture this, right? You're like exploring a coral reef. The sun's like, filtering down from above. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But as you go deeper and deeper, the pressure, it builds.
Yeah.
And things get a little more, well, interesting.
Yeah, interesting is a good word for it. So it's wild how this pressure affects nitrogen, the stuff we breathe, like most of the air.
Right.
At depth, that nitrogen starts dissolving into our blood and tissues way faster than it does up here on the surface,
So we're like nitrogen sponges down there, basically.
basically. And that in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
It's all about managing that nitrogen absorption, right? Think about like a sealed soda bottle.
Ooh, okay. I like where this is going.
So that gas in the soda, it's happy, just chilling, but dissolved in the liquid because of the pressure. But shake it up, open that bottle too fast.
Explosion.
Right. Now imagine those bubbles, but instead of being in your soda, they're in your body.
Not so refreshing.
No, not so much.
And that's where our good friend, the safety curve, comes into play. Sometimes you'll hear it called like a no decompression limit table, but it's basically your underwater roadmap, making sure you don't get those, the bends.
The bends. Doesn't sound fun.
Not
What?
particularly. It's decompression sickness is the official term.
Right.
And it happens when those nitrogen bubbles, they decide to, party in your tissues.
No. And that can be anything from like joint pain, dizziness, even, in really serious cases, paralysis.
Whoa, okay. So the safety curve, this is what helps us like prevent all of that from happening.
You got it. It's a visual guide. It's going to tell you exactly how long you can hang out at a certain depth without needing to, without needing those decompression stops on the way back up to the surface.
So, okay, this is making a lot of sense now.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on. If nitrogen absorbs faster, the deeper we go, wouldn't it be okay to just like ascend really slowly?
See, that's what people think, but it's not just about going slow. It all comes down to how much of that nitrogen you've actually absorbed. If you've been down too long, even if you come up at a snail's pace, those bubbles, they can still form.
Got it, okay. So let's say, I'm planning a dive.
Right.
How would I actually use this safety curve thing, like in real life?
It's about staying within those limits on the curve. So for example, it might say at, 18 meters, your max bottom time is 60 minutes. Anything less than that at 18 meters is, okay, could be 30 minutes, 40, 50, whatever. But go over that 60.
Risky business.
Exactly.
So being conservative with our dive plans is key. Always, always better to be safe than sorry.
100%. And another thing to remember, everyone's a little different.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, your age, how fit you are, if you've been diving recently, all that stuff can affect how your body is dealing with the nitrogen.
This has been really, really eye-opening. So to wrap things up, what's like the one thing you really want our listeners to walk away with?
I'd say just remember, knowledge is power, right?
Yes.
So do your research, understand those individual factors that might make you specifically more susceptible to decompression sickness,
Yeah.
and then just always, always dive safely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, we're coming in from our deep dive on scuba safety. But here's a little something to think about.
Ooh, I like it.
How do other things, like cold water or strenuous diving conditions, how do those things affect nitrogen and decompression?
Interesting.
Keep that curiosity bubbling, folks, and we'll catch you in our next deep dive.
See you next time.